thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us. Getting over all the technical difficulties, but awesome. I'm a huge fan of your music, and everyone at Rock on Philly loves your music. Got our tea handy.
Cheers again.
Cheers again. Yes, to our third time trying this Skype chat. So, your music is awesome, super bluesy. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the background of Lily and the Parlour Tricks, how you got your name, how you guys got together, all that good stuff?
Sure. We met in college. We all went to the same school in New York City.
Which school?
We went to the New School.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and we were all at the jazz program, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing music with the three gentlemen who were in the band for a while, and then everything that I was writing sort of required three-part female vocals, and that's when I asked Dara and Morgan, the two other girls in the band, to join. And that was that. Sorry?
And your name, too? How did you come up with that? It's really cool.
It's just a phrase that I always liked. I liked, I don't know, there's a lot of visuals that go with that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I also always liked the sound of someone and the Somethings band. So it's never, but there's nothing, there's no greater story. Maybe I should make something up.
Right?
Personal, but it's mostly sonic. I like the way it sounds. We all like the way it sounds.
It's super catchy, and I know I've heard of you guys for a long time. I lived in New York for a little while, and that name just sounds real familiar. Yeah.
Great.
Just moved back to Philly a little while ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Love Philly. We all love Philly.
Yeah. We will talk about that before we do. So music influences. Who would you say are your top 5?
Oh my God. Top 5 of the band or of me personally?
Maybe the band.
The band. Top 5 in the band. Tom Waits is huge. Elvis is huge. And a lot of 90s R&B. The guys in the band particularly are huge D'Angelo fans and and TLC and all that stuff, which is total. I mean, it seems totally incongruous, but the way that a lot of our arrangements come together is two totally disparate ideas that just merge. Who else? I mean, personally, the way that I'm writing the vocals is very heavily influenced by female singing groups from the 40s and 50s. The Andrews Sisters, Boswell Sisters,
love the Boswell Sisters.
Yeah,
awesome.
So stuff like that. Oh my God, I was making cookies earlier, and I'm wearing apron, and I forgot to take them off.
Oh, it's awesome! No, it's a great story. What kind of cookies are you making?
Huh?
What kind of cookies are you making?
I'm making very ambitious Jacques Torres chocolate chip cookies.
What?
I'm going to a cookie party tonight, and my plan had been to make shitty Pillsbury sugar cookies and cut them into shapes or whatever. And then I was looking up just recipes because I do that all the time, and I found this Jacques Torres recipe. And I was overwhelmed with desire. So I was like, all right, I have to do it.
I just had a conversation about chocolate chip cookies.
Everything.
You're going all out now.
Well, yeah. I mean, now it's do or die, really. I had to put the dough in the fridge. Do you bake? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I love to bake. Oh my gosh.
I'd never heard him doing that, but the recipe was you have to put the dough in the fridge for at least a few hours, and I don't know why.
Okay.
So I'm going to find out. I'll report back. Anyway, sorry.
Let me know how they turn out, dude. Cool.
I will. I just forgot I was still a fucking idiot apron.
I feel like music and baking, like if you're a musician, I feel like you like to cook and bake too. I don't know. Just
I
a
mean, I feel like it makes for a happier person. I cook all the
yeah.
time. My boyfriend's also a musician. He cooks all the time too. So maybe there's something to that.
There you go. Well, now you can swap out between each other, you know. So
Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. I forgot I was wearing an apron.
a delicious digression. All good. All good. Okay, so you guys have an album out right now. Now, is that your only album out? Because you're working on something new.
Yeah, it's funny. We're all so sort of impatient, but it's unfolding in an interesting way. We had we recorded an EP rather, in 2011 at Daptone Studios in
Mm.
Brooklyn, which was an amazing opportunity. And we had a fabulous time making it and everything. But it was now it's just very far afield from what we sound like. It was very, recording at Daptone alone. It's very
Mm.
throwback. It's very, you're recording live to tape, and I mean, it was an extraordinary experience that we don't need to repeat necessarily.
Mm.
And the sounds that we're working with now are much bigger. We're experimenting a lot more. That sounds so pretentious, but
No.
it's more. It's just a different animal right now. Same moving parts,
Are
but
you
just different overall.
are you recording at a different studio with a different producer?
Yeah, we are. So we're in development with a label right now, which means that they are asking to hear several different rounds of recordings.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been doing that since last winter. It's almost a year, a little less than a year. And so we did one round of recording in New York at the Magic Shop, which was a lot of fun, with a friend of ours producing, named Wilson Brown. And then they asked us to do another one over the summer, and we got to choose our producer, and we found this man named Emery Dobbins, who had just moved to Nashville, and he's done some extraordinary work. He did Patti Smith's last record, and
Oh,
Suzanne Vega, and Anthony and the Johnsons, and Noah and the Whale, like lots
oh,
of
good
very
stuff.
different, awesome stuff. And he worked with Biggie, and I don't know, he's been all over the place. And we talked to him and immediately connected. I mean, he's hilarious and very, very relaxed. And something happened. And so we went and over the summer, and now we're like family.
Oh,
And he's just the most extraordinary person and producer. And so we just went back, actually, at the beginning of November and did our final round for the development deal.
oh,
Um,
wow.
and so now we're waiting for the label to get back to us, but working with him has just made the entire sort of waiting process worthwhile, because now we really know what we want to do, and we have all of this newfound
Inspiration and
inspiration. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like opening our eyes in a way that we didn't even know we wanted to do.
all these possibilities now that you
Right,
know
and so
existed.
our
Cool.
plan now, with or without the label, is to go back to Nashville in the winter and finish with Emery. And then hopefully we'll have the album ready for summer.
Rock on.
That's cool. Yeah, very long-winded way of telling you.
Hey, no, it's interesting, man. I'm excited to hear it because I love your debut EP. And now, is it called an EP or do you call it a full-length album? This one that was out.
No, it's an EP. It's what? It's 5 songs? 6 songs? 5
Yeah.
songs. Yeah, that's an EP. I mean, this next one ideally will be an album. I mean, it's so hard nowadays to gauge whether it's smarter to release something that's
Right.
10 tracks versus something that's 5, because everyone's attention span is so
Oh,
limited.
I was
Um,
just talking. Well, I found out a statistic
mhm.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Eric Schmidt of Google, he's now the executive chairman of Google, but he
Mhm.
had a quote from the dawn of time up until 2003. All of the content produced in that time, all the recordings, all the photos, videos, sculptures, all that stuff, like all content. We recreate that every 48 hours now.
Oh my God.
Is that insane? But
That's
so
scary.
we're so ADD, but I think quality rises to the surface. The cream rises to the top.
That's
So
what I'm hoping. That's all you can hope, you
you
know?
guys got into a BMW commercial. That's pretty freaking cool. Dude, that's so rad. I was listening to this song, and I'm a huge fan of the Black Keys. Huge fan. I'm like, oh, I love the Black Keys.
Yeah, we love them too.
But you got, like, the vibe of that song is like Black Keys with this really powerful female vocal. And it's like, I was like, yeah, this is like the best of both worlds for me. 'Cause
Aw.
that's what I'm a sucker for.
That's so sweet.
So yeah, really cool. Now, how did that come about? When did it come about?
That was very serendipitous. The producer that we worked with first in New York for the first round of recordings this year, he runs an amazing sound design and jingle house in Brooklyn called Ant Food, and he's a friend of ours that we had wanted to work with. And so a few months after we had done that recording, and we had already been then going to Nashville and whatever else, his company, Ant Food, had gotten the BMW account, and they asked if they wanted like the yeah yeah yeahs or something, and that costs a fortune. Something to aspire to. But they wanted a sort of dark, gritty female vocal song, and so they asked if they had anything, and they handed them, a handful of options, some of which they had recorded themselves or other bands, and this was the one that they picked.
That is awesome, man. So
total
cool.
I mean, and it's funny because this version of Belle Gunness is really, I mean, I love the way it sounds. I'm thrilled with it. We all are, but it's a demo.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't expect it to have any life,
Wow.
It was like we were making this to send to the label because that's what they asked us to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then this crazy, and we weren't even supposed to send it to anyone, but when Wilson said, like, can I show this
Why
to
not?
it's like, this is what they're
Do
looking
it.
for. So I got permission from the label, and then it just happened.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, if BMW likes it, I think the label's gonna like it too.
I hope so.
So, you know what?
It definitely helped them. It helps them
Yeah.
like it. It's not by any means like our most, radio friendly poppy song. It's just fun. It's funny how that happened. It's like, here's one of our weirder, darker songs that like is not, I don't know. I was thrilled. I was secretly very thrilled.
And you have a cool song and a cool video for Murder Song. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. How'd you come up with the concept with that video and everything? And
a director approached us. He had been coming to our shows for a couple of months, and he said that he had an idea for a video for this song that was more like a short horror movie than anything else. And I always loved the idea of a music video that's less, there's nothing wrong with this if it's done well or if the song is great or whatever, it doesn't matter. But, when you have like a band standing in the middle of a field or under a bridge or, and it's just
singing
like,
to the camera straight on, like, yeah.
I adore music videos that take it outside of that. Even if, you see the person singing the lyrics or whatever, just something.
It's a new perspective, definitely.
Yeah,
it's
something
totally
else,
new perspective.
especially with that particular song, which is literally a story. It is a story. It's a newspaper article from the 18th century. So it was like, what better than to have like an actual short film that like tells this insane story.
So that's how you got inspiration for that song, was a newspaper
Yeah.
clipping? Ah. So how'd you stumble upon that? Like, from...
Oh my god. Oh, do I have it here somewhere? Yes, hold on.
Oh, sweet!
Uh,
Christmas tree! Yay! I have to decorate mine, too. I'm so stoked.
Can you see my only ornament?
Is it Elvis? That's
Uh-huh.
adorable!
Hmm.
Gotta get the king on the tree.
Right? Very important. So I got this book.
Oh,
Is it
cool.
backwards?
Oh,
Should
no, I see it. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay. So it's this amazing anthology of American criminal cases from like the 17th century to the present. Some of them are newspaper articles, some of them are legal documents, court transcripts. Truman Capote's wonderful
Oh, I love Truman
criminal
Capote.
right. He's my hero. That's why I got the book in the first place. He's
Yeah.
my big hero. In Cold Blood is my
Oh.
favorite book. But in this book are all of these extraordinary stories that are not the most, we have our incredibly famous criminals and psychopaths and whatever, but these are really fascinating. There's one legal document written by Abraham Lincoln when he was just a lawyer,
Huh.
before everything happened. But anyway, there's this one story right at the beginning, which is a newspaper article from New York in like 1730 something. And that was before censorship in the paper, so it's like really graphic and scary. And it's about a man who was sitting around in his living room with his family, reading the Bible, and then he heard a voice in his head say, "Kill your idols." So he threw the Bible in the fire, thinking that would make it stop, but then it kept saying, "Kill your idols." So he ended up murdering his entire family, like chasing them around the farm. And, like, unbelievable story. And then he runs to his sister's neighboring farm. He's covered in blood and knocks on the door. And she opens it and says, "What's going on?" And he said, "I did a terrible thing. I threw the Bible away." And she chained him to a post in her house and called the police.
Oh, jeez.
And they publicly hanged him or whatever. But it's just like the most unbelievable.
Unbelievable, man. Wow.
Yeah.
You don't hear about... We don't really talk about things that happened in the past like that.
Not stuff like that, because why would you? It's all, it's not relevant, but it's just like these extraordinary stories that this man, Harold Schechter, thought to compile. So I just love it. And I've gotten like 5 songs out of this book alone.
Oh, yeah. If you want to hit those darker themes, like, definitely just... Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's all, most of what I write comes from things that I read. So it's just storytelling.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what are your top 3 favorite authors then? I know Truman Capote.
Truman Capote. I'm looking at my bookshelf. Truman Capote, Richard Yates. I'm a big, like mid-20th century male writers. Richard Yates. Oh, and I love Ian McEwan. He's very modern.
I'm not familiar with him, actually.
Huh?
I'm not familiar with McEwan.
He wrote Atonement. That's most famous, and actually my least favorite. Who else? Oh, T.C. Boyle. You know T.C. Boyle?
Not really. I don't know T.C. Boyle. Mm-mm.
Read The Road to Wellville. Unreal.
Okay, T.C. Boyle. I'm a big bookie, too.
Yeah.
But,
my family owns independent bookstores. So born and bred.
Oh, my
Oh, and Jennifer Egan. Did you read The Visit from the Goon Squad?
No, I have not. I have like a whole list now. This is
She
great.
won the, what did she win? The Pulitzer? No. Yes. Last year. Extraordinary. She's extraordinary.
There's a book. Oh, shoot. It's on my phone somewhere. I'll get to it later. I'll, like, email you it or something.
Yeah, please.
She was the youngest author, I think, to win... Was it the Pulitzer? I'm not sure. but the book looks amazing. Something The Luminaries, I think it was called.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what it's called? The
Uh,
Luminaries? No.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, oh my God, do I have it? That's not Rachel Kushner. That's the Flamethrowers. Um,
yeah. I'll look it up. I took a
I
picture
thought I
of it.
have it. I'm like 90% sure that I have it. Okay, you email me or I email you, whichever.
Yeah, no, but I saw that. I'm like, oh my god, I really want to read it. So it's on my list. I'm reading a
Okay.
lot of Neil Gaiman right now.
I've never
Um,
read an email Gaiman.
yeah, he amazing. I love his short stories, Fragile
Mhm.
Things.
Mhm.
Oh my god, he's such an amazing writer. I mean,
Awesome.
obviously, he's done some great films too, like his, Coraline and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So, but his adult work is really good
I've
too.
never read any. I will check it
Yeah,
out
try
for sure.
Fragile Things.
Oh my
Um,
God, I'm reading The Goldfinch. Have you read it? Have you the new Donna Tartt?
no, I have not.
Oh my God, I never want it to end. I'm getting like miserable. I'm like in the last 200 pages. I like don't want it to
Don't you
end.
hate when that happens?
Yeah,
I
it's
went,
my least favorite thing.
I went through a depression when Harry Potter ended.
Oh my
I went
God,
through a major depression.
have you read her other stuff though?
I came with the library. I'm excited. The new
It's
one.
good. I
Uh,
like both of them. I don't know, people are shitting on them, but I like them.
it's different. It's
It
like
is. But like, what do you expect of the woman? I don't know. Everyone's so mean.
uh,
It's like she's a good writer. It's fine.
they all want the eighth Harry Potter book, but you know what?
Yeah. Well, me too. But what can you
She's
do?
smart in that she's like, you know what? That's the end. Let's end on a
Right.
quality note. You know,
Right.
but
That's why I love that she released Cuckoo's Calling under a pseudonym because it's like, all right, let's see if people actually think I can write, and they did. People loved it.
right,
Before they knew it was her.
right. No judging. You
Right.
know.
Exactly. Anyway,
Um. So, are you from New York originally? You are cool. And that's a cool background you have. Have you always been in music?
yeah. I've always been in music. I was surrounded by music when I was little. I mean, always. My parents were always playing jazz and classical music in the house, and my brother introduced me to rock and roll. Um, and I wanted to be a jazz singer, and I would sing in clubs when I was like 16.
Hmm.
I don't know what my parents were thinking. Um, but that was, it's an interesting experience because I loved performing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very different kind of performing, but it was still formative somehow. And then I only started writing music when I was in jazz school, and nothing I was writing was remotely jazzy at all. So I was like, oh, well, maybe this belongs to a rock and roll band. And then everything opened up. Then it was
Beautiful.
like very exciting. And it's still exciting. That was years ago. It's just the most fun thing.
It's your calling, man. It's
I
what you
hope
know.
so, because that's
Okay.
all I want to do.
It's a great mix. I love the combination of like powerful, soulful vocals with, you know, a rockin' band, like really
Thank you.
strong. It's a great mix.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so Philly, you were here in Philly for a show on
Yes.
Sunday.
Yes.
Little
When
snow.
Scott fell down. Yeah.
But do you come to Philly a lot?
We do. We come to Philly every couple of months. We try to get there. Our
Cool.
drummer Terry is from Philly,
Beautiful.
so it's always nice. We get to stay with his family, and I don't know.
Aw.
It's a nice excuse to get there. Um, but we love Philly. We always love coming to Philly.
Cool. What venues have you played aside from North Star?
We played North Star a couple of times. We played Underground Arts
Oh, I love. Yeah, they're great.
the most. We played there a lot, actually. And it's nice. We've sort of seen them transition from like very, very new venue, like right when they opened, we played there, and now a couple of months ago we went back and it's wow, this is a real place now.
Yeah. The scene here is really kicking. You know,
Yeah.
it's really coming together. Like,
Mhm.
you know, you could feel the energy. You know, so
Yeah.
it's fun.
No, we love it. We can't wait to come back when it's better weather, hopefully.
When it's sunny, no
Yeah.
snow.
Um, but it was fun. I mean, it's always fun. We have fun wherever we are. So,
Cool. So, what's in the cards for 2014? Like, what are your hopes and dreams for Lily and the Parlor Tricks in 2014?
oh, mercy. We want to be on the road. We will know in a month. We'll know next month whether or not we're signing with this label. And so if that happens, then obviously we go with the wind. And if not, then we're going to plan our own tours. We're definitely going to South by Southwest and hopefully touring around that.
Cool.
And to Bonnaroo. Just, I mean, it's funny because it's a lot of work doing it ourselves. We've never had management or anything. We're actually just about to sign on a manager for the first time, which is exciting. It's a lot of work, but it's also the only thing that any of us want to be doing. So it's very, very exciting now, finally, with these amazing recordings under our belt. We're going to be able to get on the road by ourselves or with the help of the label and just get it out there. That's all we can do, you know?
Great stuff. Well, we're excited to have you back in Philly and, you know, hope to see you at South by Southwest. That'll be great.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we're planning on going out there as well. So,
Good. Well,
yeah.
we'll see you then.
We'll hang out, you know, and I'll let you know how the cookies went if
Yeah.
I try those.
I'll let you know. I'm very nervous, but I'm going to let them sit in the fridge for a little while.
Oh
I'll
my
send you a
gosh.
status report.
Yeah, let me know before I attempt them myself.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for taking the time to interview with us and everything. Yeah, this is a blast. And what are you... My mug has green tea in it. What are you drinking?
Oh, I actually have coffee with almond milk.
Oh, that's good. I had coffee earlier today. So I try to balance
This is,
it.
I've had like 1.5. There's like half a cup in here, so I'm going 1.5.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, not bad.
This is a very big mug. So, I mean, this is
actually not big. This is from my favorite place in Nashville called the Barista Parlour.
Oh, cute.
They make the best coffee I've ever had. We went there every single day when we went to Nashville. And we didn't even stay near there. We like drove out of our way to go there, go back out of our way to go to the studio. Totally worth it.
Holla, Barista Parlour.
Oh my God.
Shout out.
I miss you.
I love coffee. Oh my God, I can't even. There's also a really good place. I order coffee from this place, Baltimore Coffee.
Oh yeah?
In Maryland, obviously, but their coffee is, pardon the expression, it's like a drug. It's so good.
You order like by the pound?
Yeah. They have all sorts of sizes, but it's not that expensive.
Well, check it out.
They have a Starry Night mix. It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it right now.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Amazing. So nice to talk to you.
So nice to talk to you too. Hope to meet you in person sometime soon.
For sure.
Cool. Bye, Lily.
Bye.